Good morning, Alan here. That's me standing out in a North Dakota farm field enjoying the cool, crisp morning. I've been at it since 4:30 this morning. I've already hauled a couple loads in, and I'm just waiting to get loaded. There's the tractor and the loader out there. Let's take a look at a sugar beet. Now there's one right there. What is it? That's a sugar beet. Yep. They'll smash those down, they'll boil the heck out of them, extract the sugar out of it, and that goes into cakes and cookies and pies. A lot of different things use beet sugar. If somebody wanted to come along and glean that field, they'd probably be able to pick up quite a few beets, as the harvester doesn't grab every single one of them that grows out there. There's the truck and the trailer I've been driving. That's a dump trailer. I'm just standing out here waiting to get loaded again. Yep, it's nice and peaceful. It's nice and cool out there. Summer's over and it's now officially fall. Yep, little fog on the edge there. Now that contraption there, that's like a brush hog. It cuts the greenery off the top of the beets and exposes 6 rows of beets. The tractor pulling the harvester will come along and get lined up with those rows, and he'll pull those out of the ground. That's all that guy does all day long. He just cuts the greens. That's the harvester behind the tractor loading that truck. The beets get picked up out of the ground out of the bottom of the harvester, and they're put on that round circle-like thing, which moves them upstairs onto the conveyor belt, which throws them into the back of the truck. He's just finishing up that truck. You're loaded. Head on down and get rid of those beets. Go. Out of the farm field onto the gravel road, through the ever-present construction they have up here, and then we'll scoot on down the highway about 20 miles south to where we dump the beets. We pull in the driveway, and we have to get a heavy weight first, come in loaded, so they can find out what we weigh. Then we dump the beets, and we come back empty on the other side of that little white house and get an empty weight. The difference, of course, is how many beets we hauled in. This is where we dump them. That big contraption there is called the piler. That red truck with the white stripes along the side of it, he just pulled into position. He's getting ready to dump. The truck over to his right is already emptied. That silver one's going back to get another load. The driver of the red truck hands his ticket to that little guy in the vest on the ground there. And then the driver raises his bed. The tailgate will pop open because he's already hit the switch on the dash, which unlocks the tailgate. And he will proceed to dump his beets. You'll see the tailgate pop open here in a second. And there we go. Those beets are falling onto a conveyor system, which is under the back of that truck. That's how the beets get from the truck onto the conveyor system. And they eventually make their way up that long yellow conveyor and fall onto the big pile at the end. It takes a little while for the beets to all go through the conveyor system, but they eventually get there. And since there's a spot for one truck on each side of that conveyor, when there's a line of trucks waiting to unload, when one truck's unloading, another truck can pull in and get ready to unload on the other side. And then when the truck closest to us is emptied, he pulls out of the way and another truck pulls in to his position. So they can keep beets running through that conveyor 24 hours a day. That place is open 24 hours a day during the beet harvest. There's another truck on the other side of it pulling into position, getting ready to unload. That red truck's not quite unloaded yet. He's got to raise his bed even higher. I can still see some beets piled up in the nose of the dump bed. There we go. Now when we bring the beets in and they fall onto the conveyor, there's always a bit of dirt that falls onto the conveyor system as well. Now we have to take that back to the farm. So as soon as he dumps his bed back down, he's going to pull forward, and then he'll back up where the guy in the orange vest is standing, and they will load the dirt into the back of his trailer or dump bed so that he can haul it back to the farm. You'll see that here in just a second. The conveyor system has a little section where the dirt separates from the beets, and the dirt falls down into a little area that where they keep it on the conveyor system so they can load it into the truck. Hey, get out of my shot. Some people. That's number 6, the piler. They have 6 of those pilers, and like I said, they run 24 hours a day. A lot of farms will run a 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. shift, and then another shift from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. The tractors all have lights, so we can work 24 hours a day doing that. Doesn't matter whether it's light or dark. They just turn the lights on when it gets nighttime, and there's plenty of light to see what we're doing. Like I said, I started at 4:30 in the morning, and it doesn't even begin to get light until at least 6:30, quarter to 7. It's always nice when it does begin to get light, though, so you can have a better idea of exactly what's going on. Now that truck's going to pull forward, and he's going to have to back up to the piler so that he can load that dirt into his bed. And as he's doing that, another truck is going to pull in where he was and get ready to dump. It's a somewhat efficient operation. Keep backing up. There you go, right there. And there's the dirt being loaded into his truck so he can haul that back to the farm. Okay, you're done. Get going. And for me, it was about 20 miles back north from there. Back through the road construction, back down the gravel roads, and back into the farm fields. Here's a shot of me sitting there in line waiting to get unloaded. Now I can't get another load until I dump that dirt out of my trailer. And the dirt always has little small broken bits of beets in it and stuff like that. That bed would go up faster if I was sitting inside the truck with my foot on the gas. But I'm not. I'm standing outside the truck holding a camera so I can show you guys. But that bed will continue going up and up and up, and then I'll show you the inside of the trailer in the back. There we are. There's the tailgate swinging back and forth. Better grab that tailgate. You don't want to squeeze your head in between that thing and the truck. That would hurt. There's a plastic floor liner on the floor of the trailer, which helps the beets slide out. Okay, we're pretty much empty. And you can see we've been working at it for about a week. Got quite a few piles laying there on the ground. In addition to my truck there, they had 4 of them smaller trucks running as well. So now we go back up to the cab and we hit the switch and drop that bed back down. And then we have to flip the switch and lock the tailgate in place so that it doesn't open on its own when we have a load in there. That wouldn't be very good. I'd be spilling beets all over the road. And there's enough beets all over the road out there right now. And that's pretty much it. That's what I've been doing for a little more than a week and a half. Just to give you an idea of how many beets get hauled, this farm that I worked for is only one of probably 20 or 30 different farmers that grow sugar beets. And this guy only planted 900 acres. Some of the other guys planted, I don't know, 2,000 acres, 3,000 acres. It's been about a week since I made this video, and today I still see them out there harvesting beets. I kept track of the pounds I hauled. In a little more than a week and a half, I hauled 2,174,760 pounds of beets in that truck. Now there's a close-up of the front of the harvester. I just drive right next to it, and he throws the beets right into the back of my truck. It's not all work. Of course, there's a little fun and games. That's not Mad Max. That's Mad Maxine. That's what's written on the side of it. Get in front of her and she'll just scoop you up and throw you on the pile. And that's about it.